The air in the courtroom was heavy. Riley had already pleaded guilty to aggravated murder and attempted murder. The families believed the case was over, but mid-sentencing, Riley suddenly announced that he was withdrawing his plea against the advice of his own attorneys. The move opened the door for prosecutors to pursue the death penalty. Some in the courtroom thought he was panicking. Others thought he was trying to take control one last time. Judge Charles Kubicki refused. The plea stood. Riley was sentenced to life without parole, plus 11 additional years for Aaron's shooting. And that's when Riley's legs buckled. He collapsed onto the floor as deputies rushed to help him stand. Some saw a man crushed by the reality of spending every remaining day in a cell. Others saw a performance, a final attempt to show himself as a victim rather than the man who had turned a quiet November night into a scene of devastation. If Riley's reaction was one of collapse, the next killer took the opposite approach. Not crumbling, but standing tall, wearing defiance-like armor. On the morning of February 27, 2012, students at Chardon High School in Ohio were finishing breakfast in the cafeteria. Conversations buzzed over the clatter of trays and the sound of cell phones playing music. Then the room was pierced by a sound that would haunt them forever. 17-year-old TJ Lane had entered, carrying a .22 caliber handgun. Without warning, he opened fire. The chaos was immediate. Students dove behind tables and fled for the doors. 3 young men, Demetrius Hewlin, Daniel Parmertor, and Russell King Jr., were killed. 3 others were wounded. Lane fled the scene but was captured within an hour. The charges were swift and damning: 3 counts of aggravated murder, 2 counts of attempted aggravated murder, and 1 count of felonious assault. The evidence left no doubt, but it was the sentencing hearing that made this case infamous. Lane entered the courtroom wearing a plain white t-shirt. Across the front, in large black letters, he had written a single word: killer. The families of the victims were sitting just feet away. Some expected tears or even an apology. Instead, Lane looked them in the eyes, smirked, and mocked them.